I've just realised I've been muting the whole time. Welcome to DKMN round 4 for the race in Spa-Francorchamps. I do apologise for not being able to commentate from those sections. And now we'll look to Nick, who's aborted his lap. Mash is also aborted his lap. And who's that coming across the line? It's I think it's Ave, and he's I don't know what he's. Oh, I think he's just started the lap. So now we look to one of the CPI drivers. I think it's everyone's finished their first laps, so we won't get much from this at the moment. Sorry Felix, I just realised as the message came through. So I think the next car to come is Wessel, as he's coming to the line. In fact, Sten's on a lap quickly. We'll quickly look at what Sten can do. He can get to P9, and now Wessel can get it on his way to the line, and it's a 1:43.5, and that's P8 for him. So now we look to the Rice drivers. Zintos invalidated, Shadow up to the line, and it's a 1:44.9, so not a competitive lap for him and Jimmy. They need set laps at the moment. I think that's Jimmy without a wing, actually. He should probably change that. Jet, I think he's down on his time. Reggie's in the pits for him, for Ariel. Pepine's getting ready for a lap. And I think that's Vert on the lap, coming up to the line. So, that is the first round of laps done. Vert will be the next car to make it to start the next lap, so we'll watch him on board. And now into turn 1 he goes. You want to be in gear 4 or 3. He skips in gear 3 as he now powers down. You want to keep as much speed as possible. You do not want to lift going up Eau Rouge and Radion. And now he goes up Eau Rouge and Radion as we speak. Keeps it flat, gear 8. And the Williams lets him through, and now it's a straight where you can have to release as much speed as possible. And now into the Lecombe chicane, gear 5. You want to keep it as tight to the curbs as possible, and then skip as much of the curb here. And on the exit, it's he comes down into the next corner, gear 4 for him. You could stick gear 3 or 4, depends what you want. Keeps it tight. And now into the no-name corner, and into Pouon now, as he little lift and a little bit of hesitation on the throttle as he goes into the chicane. Keep it as tight as you can, and he's done that very nicely. Now drop it down to gear 4, up to 5 for the exit, and power, much power as you can to get to the line. Well, to get to the chicane, should I say. And he now comes into the Lecombe chicane, braking at the 100-metre board, and down to gear 3. Keep as much speed as possible. As he now makes his way to the line, there'll be a 1:43.7, that's P10 for him. Pushes his teammate Sten down. And now we look to Mash, I think that is, who's just started the lap, and Nick has also just started the lap. So we'll look to Nomis, who's on his way to the line, and that's an outlap for him. So we'll look to his teammate Rajnar, who's also setting himself up for a lap. Is this Rocco also setting himself for a lap? So I think the start of the next few laps are coming on board, as we got a little bit of a tow from the ASAC drivers. Trucker on, they're on outlaps. So we'll look to Rajnar, who's on his way down the Kemmel Straight now. He wants to keep as much speed as possible. He wants to have as much speed as possible. Some might run a lower downforce circuit setup. Some might run a higher downforce setup. So you want to be looking at maybe 6.5 wings for a bit of higher downforce, and maybe 4.3 wings for lower downforce. So we'll quickly look to Jet, who's on his way to the line, and I think that's Pepine also made his way across. So Jet has gone for a 143 flat. We'll look to Pepine now. And Lab is actually out the session. We'll look to Ave, who's on his way, and he's just started his lap. So is that Mash to the line now? Mash, this is a lap for him. And there'll be P11 for him. Nick, on his IRT debut, he comes to P8. So good showing for IRT at the moment. Who's that who just came across the line? I think that's Johnny, who's made his way across the line, and that's a good result for him in quali. Vert is in the pits, and that is Nomis who's coming to the pits. His teammate Rajnar, though, he's come across the line, and that's a 143.1 for him. And Rocco hasn't improved on his time. We'll look to the Rise drivers, who may have had a little bit of contact because Zintos is without a wing, and Shadow, he's just started his lap now. So that's Trocker up to P6, 143.2 for him, and now Wessel on his way. No, that's not Wessel, that's Yaku on his way to line, 3 tenths up on his middle split delta, and now he's up to line, and that's provisional pole for him, a 142.5. Who can beat that? Let's see if let's see if Colin has an answer. No, he jumps in the pits. Jet is also going to jump in the pits. Pepine, not happy with his lap, he's going to jump in the pits. Ave, he's coming up to line, he's going to set a lap for NLR. As he comes up to the line, it's going to be a 142.6, and that jumps him up to P2, very close at the front, with less than a tenth splitting top 2. There's a lot of time to be gained around this circuit. Sten across the line, and that's a 143 for him. Not very competitive at the moment for DKMN. Vessel up to the line, this looks quick. It's a 142.9. So as I was saying, I reckon the top 6 could all challenge for pole here. There's 5 tenths, but it's a long circuit, so you can definitely make as much time up as possible. Who is that coming to the line? That's Rajnar. He comes into the pits. Nick is also on his way into the pits. Shadow up to the line. He's 6 tenths up on his time, and he's coming across the line to set a 144.0. Not very competitive at the moment for Shadow. He'll look to make up some more time. No one as of yet setting a lap. Trocker's on his way into the pits. Not for a broken wing, surprisingly, but he's on his way into the pits nonetheless. And Ave. So everyone's coming into the pits now to get rid of their tyres and get ready for the final lap of qualifying. So we will look to Vert, as he is the first again to make his way round, unless I'm missing someone. No, I'm not. Okay, so Vert almost dropping on the exit, but making his way around nonetheless. 2:50 to go on the clock. Everyone's going to be rushing out now to set their final laps, as he goes a little bit wide, but it's an out lap, so it doesn't matter. So, Bert on his way to set the first lap. See if we can get him on board with Bert. As he's slowing down. I think he's going to let Colin through here. So we'll jump on board with Colin there. And I think Bert's done that tactically. He wants to slipstream here. That's not a bad way of going about it. So, Colin now. He's on his way to set the final lap. His final lap of the afternoon. Locks up into turn 1. Brakes on the grass. And look at that, Sten, I thought Sten was going to give him a slipstream there, but he gives him way. But here comes Colin, he's going up Eau Rouge and he's flat out now. And I will have to quickly look back to this. I think the DKMN cars might do a little bit of a tow, but no, never mind. Mason now, Colin Mason, going around after the common chicane, braking just when the curb starts and down, and keeps it tight as possible. Let go on the exit. And same here, you want to slow in, fast out, and he's done that perfectly there. And now into Pouon he goes. Gear 7 drops it down very nicely, and that's a Mercedes letting him by there. Now into this complex corners, the chicane. Very easy to spin it on the entry of the second corner. Does that nicely. Now down to slingshot his way, and he's less than a tenth up. He's maybe looking to make that up into the bus stop chicane. And that Mercedes giving him a little bit of a tow there. He now goes down into the fast left-hander. And now jets out the session. I think he's binned it in Eau Rouge actually. And now cuts the first chicane very nicely. Slow on the second chicane, but that's how you do it. And now it's a 1:43.2 for him. We'll look to Bert. Checkered lag has fallen. Bert is now P10. Sten has crashed it into the wall. That won't be he won't be able to set another lap. Wing broken as well. As we now look to Johnny Damon, he's invalidated on his time. Nomis up next. Sten's actually stopped there, but Nomis up to the line. He's crossed the corner. Sten, you want to be out the way there, mate. And now down, and that's P9 for him. His teammate up next, Rajnar, up to the line. It's P5 for him. Peppine's not been able to settle that, neither is Wessel. And now looking to Rocco, and he sets a provisional pole time of 1:42.5. Yaku, he's up on his time by 1 whole tenth, and that might be enough for him. He's going to jump to provisional pole, 1:42.3. And now Abe, he's not going to be able to set another lap. So Jimmy now up to the line, he's P14. Trocker now, and that will be P4 for Trocker. Now Zintos on his way to the line, he's invalidated. IRT car up next. Mash, he's up on his time by a fair chunk, his teammate behind him. And now Mash up to the line. That's a decent time for him, 1:42.3. Nick doesn't improve. Abe has not improved. Colin is down in quali, so that will be your qualifying. Yaku on pole from Rocco to Abe, and then Trocker, Wessel, Rajnar, Pepine, Jet. He's made his all. He was P5 at the before the final laps. He's in P8. Mash P9, Colin P10, Nomis P11, Vert P12, Nick P13 on his debut for IRT, Johnny P14, Jimmy P15, Sten P16, and Shadow P17. With retirements of Ryan, Zintos and Lab, but I think there was an incident between them. So that is qualifying. Vyaku on pole, Roku, Ave, Trocker, Vessel, Rajnar, Pepper and Jet, Mash and Colin, they ran at the top 10. Nomis, Vert, Nick, Johnny Damon, Jimmy, Sten, Shadow, all set times. Ryan, Zintos and Lab, P18, 19 and 20, they don't set time. They do not set times and have retired from the session. So, we will, cars are lined up, they're all setting their setups now for their next laps, for the start of the race, not their next laps, that's qualifying. Pit crews have all decided to do some questionable exercises before the start of the race. I'm not sure what that's about. Just waiting for everyone to ready up, and now the countdown has started. So we will wait for the start of the formation lap. And we are hearing some shouting. I'm not sure what that is, but anyway. And now we go to the start of the formation lap in just a second. Any minute now. Seems like it'll be fully dry. And it seems like the game is glitched apparently. Okay, we're going to do a lobby restart. Apologies for that, folks. Don't know what happened there. Yeah. The game has just messed up. So, any suggestions in the chat whilst we wait for the lobby to set up? Any music? I can show you a lap I did, or anything. It's up to you guys. I can drive, although that would be a bit embarrassing. Tell you what, I'll go into time trial. I don't drive on controller. But since we are waiting for the new lobby, I will go into some time trial. Just quickly grab my setup from 27th in the world. Yeah, the game's still broken. I don't drive on controller, by the way. Oh no. Ooh, no. Okay. Oh no. Okay, here we go. Okay, I think I might need to help with everything. So I will quickly just grab the grid. And there's the invite. Okay, hopefully this lobby doesn't mess up. So if you don't know what's going on, lobby has just reset because of a game error when we went in. We have done quali, so I believe it was Vyaku on pole to Rocco, and then Ave, Trocker, Vessel, Rajnar, Pepine, and then so on. Do you want me to play any music or anything? I can... Okay, I'm just going to quickly grab the people who are needed quickly, if I've got any of them. Which I don't. Okay. Sorry guys, it's been a bit of a mess this evening. Not much we can do. think Chocker's just setting up a grid now. Never mind, he's not setting it up. That'll be Johnny Damon who's setting it up. Okay, we should be starting at around 22:09 if everyone gets in. Okay, any suggestions on what we can do in this time? And then we will start. Got 18 in. I think we're just waiting for 2 more. I think the Mercedes and the Alpine, Rajnar and Ave. And then we can go racing. Okay, so the lobby, the grid's just being set up now, I've heard, and then we will start. And we'll have a fully dry race, but that might mean that the action is dry. Okay, so we're going to get ready to rumble now. The ready up has now been called. Okay, so we come back to Belgium, Spa-Francorchamps for the race. Let's get a few facts actually whilst we're going. I've got these written down. So the battle zones mainly will be in the bus stop chicane and the Les Combes chicane, both at opposite ends of the track. You could also have an argument for turn 1 being a battle zone. Race lap times will be near the 146, 147s, 148s. Fastest laps will be 144s, 145s. Expect a medium hard or hard medium race tyre allocation. There's a lot of random bumps on the circuit. One at the bus stop chicane, one after turn 1. And a lot more dotted around the track. Likelihood of safety car around 50-60%, but with El Troc on the track it'll probably be about 70 or 80%. And the mechanics are back at it with their questionable exercises. T-posing, readying up, and now we've got the clock counting down. Uh, 10 seconds to go now, and we'll see what tyres everyone has chosen. See if anyone's chosen the softs. I highly doubt it, but they could make the end. Theoretically, but they will be a horrible race tyre if chosen. And finally, formation lap, we're underway. We'll quickly do the settings. Sten has actually gone for the softs, and I think that was just Rajanar who fell off the track. Yeah, not a great start from him. Bolts up from the back. ASAC Lab on the hard tyre, Zintos hard tyre, Ryan hard tyre. Those three all didn't make it to the end of qualifying. Shadow on the hard tyre. Sten, as we said, on the softs. He's looking for the B-soft line. Jimmy, Johnny Damon, Nick and Vert all choose the mediums. They try and make their way into the top 10. Novice, Colin and Mash all on the mediums. I don't know what happened to Colin and Mash. Maybe an incident on the starting grid. And then everyone in the top 8 all choosing the hard tyre, all looking to make a long stint, all looking to make a boost at the end on those medium tyres. So Jet, Pepine, he's looking to be a Jet at the end. Rajnar, who had a little spin. Trocker, Ave, Rocco and Yaku, who leads the way. He got pole in qualifying, a 142.5 or 142.4 for him. Rocco with a 142.5, so very close at the front, extremely close, as they all heat their tyres, looking to get themselves on the way. It is a 7-kilometre circuit, so 22 laps in the shadows, in the forest of Spa-Francorchamps. As the back of the pack. Of course it is. Trocker has spun. So he's down at the back of the pack. And they're now doing burnouts or getting ready for the start. They want to keep their rears as hot as possible, as we'll keep this camera shot because this is a lovely camera shot, as everyone gets in their grid slots all ready for those 5 red lights that'll be coming on shortly. And here are those 5 red lights. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's lights out and away we go. Rocco seems to have a decent start on Vyaku, and he's made his way in front actually, and he's down into turn 1. We look behind and there's been a poor start for Trocker as usual, and now wide goes, I think that's Vert, he's gone wide, and now up to Eau Rouge. We got 2 wide with Rajana and Pepper, and that comes close, and now up to the top of Radion. And now here comes Vessel, he's looking for a move, maybe not looking for one, and jets out, and that's smash, massive crash, and huge collision. I'm not surprised that there's a virtual safety car, but it should really be a safety car. That is a extensive crash, and they all seem to be looking to get their way back into position. I think that's all good. We're allowed to take a breather from that. Sten up to the top 10 on the softs, and Rocker seems to get away very well. Quickly look at the position change situation. So Rocco and they make 1 place each. Yaku loses 2, Pepine gains 3, Rajana and Vessel keep their positions. Trocker, shocking start for him, he's lost 3. Nick gains 5, and here we go. Oh, and that's Abe, he's dropped on the exit, and there's a car off, that's Sten, he's dropped into the wall, and that is Nick who's crashed. And what's going on here? No safety car, surprisingly. Vyaku's out. What's happened to Vyaku? He's crashed on the exit. Rajanar's also out. And a huge pandemonium on the first lap. No one dives into pits. No one with damage as of yet. But that has been 5 cars out in the span of a lap. Colin Mason is in. And Rocco is miles out in front. Times have bugged a little bit, but Vessel now, he's looking for a move on Pepine. He's going for a move right now. With Trocker behind, he's sitting behind sensibly. So Vessel now up the order. Pepine stays behind, Trocker stays behind him as well. Vert P7 already. And massive action. We look to Trocker for the time being. And yeah, I think everyone took avoiding action because Abe spun. And now we look to Trocker, who's looking for that move. He's getting closer and closer. Zintos has already picked up a penalty. And we'll quickly look to the gaps. I think Sten has made it out alive from what we saw. I think he went off. There's Trocker. Pepine's already out of DRS. Rocco apparently 1 second, almost 2 minutes ahead of everyone. So he gets the fastest lap. He is 2 seconds out in front. Pepine now in DRS. So we got a little bit of a train forming up to P8 at the moment, with Jimmy being the last of that train. But Nomis maybe looking for a move. I doubt he would make a move as of yet, but we'll look down the order, see if any moves do occur. Nomis pushing a little bit. He's drained a little bit of his battery, but Jimmy's drained a lot of his battery. Sten not close enough, looking for a move. But we'll stick on board with the train out in front, who all have hard tyre on except Nomis. As we now look into Puon. Very easy to spin at Puon. And everyone keeps it clean for the time being. No one else causing a ruckus behind. Two QRT drivers in the top 10. I forgot to mention that Ariel and the Aston Martin, Relentless, they're leading the championship. Behind them are NLR, and we got a little bit of a spin behind that. Sten, he's out of the race, and that's a virtual safety car, I think. And within the first 3 laps, already 60 DNFs, 14 runners remaining. Pepine into the pits, see what he chooses. He's got a wing change, so maybe a little bit of an incident, and he's gone to the medium tyres. So, Rocco leads the way, to Vessel, to Trocker, to Nomis, to Ryan, to Vert, to Jimmy, to Lab, Shadow, Ave after a poor start, Johnny, Zintos, Colin, Pepine and Colin rounds out the grid. So we'll wait for this virtual safety car period to end. Should really be a safety car period, but it's not meant to be. And as we speak, Colin has a drive-through penalty. As we now get back underway, Troco has dropped off the back of Vessel, so maybe he's losing touch with him. Shadow and Ave has gone around again, I think. No, he's still going. Maybe a little bit of something happening in the background. So we will look at the front group. Expect Nomis to get by Trocker on those medium tyres. And then we'll see a little bit of a battle on our hands between the trio behind. So here comes Nomis. He's got DRS on the straight. Trocker looking to maybe defend his position. He's too far in front. Nomis still going to turn on the battery. Trocker also turning on the battery. I don't think Nomis is looking for a move here. It's too early as of yet, but Ave has just gotten past Shadow at the moment. But we'll look back at the top group. Colin takes his penalty, serves in the pit lane. As maybe Zintos looking for a move. He's not close enough. But Nomis maintaining the gap. He should really be looking to get past Trocker here if he can. So let's see what unfolds in the next few laps. Jimmy's closing up to the back of this train here. Trocker leading it, and he's lost touch with Vessel. So he's Vessel's in no man's land, as well as Colin. But here comes Nomis. He's looking to get past, maybe on the Camel Straight. That's the sensible way to get past. But the hero's way to get past, turn 1, bus stop chicane, anywhere in sector 2. Let's see what Nomis would like to do here. Turns on the battery. Maybe not the best place for a move. He's sinking behind for now. Trocker doesn't get a good exit, and that leaves Nomis a long, very much on the better exit. And here comes Nomis. He's coming up by Rouge now with El Trocker, and Trocker defends the inside. Nomis round the outside maybe. Trocker defending the inside line, and Nomis jumps up in front. Trocker drops in behind, and that is a very nice clean move from Nomis. Vert's dropped off the back of that trio. He runs a little bit wide there, so that'll be a warning for him. Ryan now looking on Trocker, as we do have, as I do think that Trocker is holding up this pack of cars. Race pace not as strong as quali, it seems. But we'll look back to Ave actually. He's looking for a move on Shadow. So here comes Ave. He's going round Pouron now, and he's looking for a move. As Trocker's already lost touch with Nomis, and Nomis on a charge here. He's looking for that P2. He's probably, he's catching Vessel very quickly. And that's Ave as we speak. As we ride on board with him, he's got a penalty now, 3-second time penalty. But Ryan, here he comes, El Trocker, his target, and now down start finish straight. Obviously not looking for a move here. So Trocker with a little wiggle, and so does Ryan. He's still going to get a run on Trocker here, but I don't think a move is entirely possible here. We'll have to see Trocker defending the inside line, and I think he's just going to let him pass here, doing the sensible thing, not fighting it much. Although he's tucking him very close behind, so maybe a move in the next lap or so. As that's Shadow getting passed by Ave. And Vert, he's got a penalty. We saw him run a little bit wide earlier, and there's proof in the pudding. If you go wide, you're going to get penalties. So Johnny Damon, he's looking on the back of Lab. Not close enough as of yet. Bit of understeer through that corner. And running a little bit wide there as well. Novice's progress has stopped on Vessel. Trocker losing touch with Ryan and falling into the clutches of Vert here. He's staying close to his Delta. He might have a move on Trocker. So we will look to the back straight. He doesn't seem close enough for a move. Equal gaps within Trocker and Ryan at the moment. And a little slide on the exit there. Very lucky he caught that. And that's going to let Jimmy into DRS maybe. And Jimmy is very close. He may have even got into DRS range. Although it's very close. Vert has dropped off the back of Trocker, so Trocker will have to see if he can make a move. Got a little battle behind, and that's Pepine up in front of Johnny, and now he's looking for his next victim. Lab, he's on going down into Camel Straight. He goes and wiggles it off track. He's lucky he kept it there. Very tight, and Damon's back pass. Damon looking for a move maybe on, and he's crashed, and that's a big crash. He's spun it on the main straight, and I think Pepine's collected him, and Zintos just watches it all, laughs as he drives by. Pepine somehow out alive. He's lost his wing. And maybe a little bit of frustration after the spin, but yeah, and that's a full course safety car as we expect. Maybe some cars will drop into the pits to change their wing. But yeah, a lot of steward reports coming in now. Surely, because of those crashes. Only lap 8 and we got 13 runners. And Nomis dropped it into the pit lane, but everyone decides to box. And everyone who started on the hards has now gone to the mediums, and everyone who started on the mediums has gone to the hards. Total chaos. In this race. Reggie has now lost his gap to the lead, his leading gap. Now we're just waiting for the restart. Colin drops into the pits, so quickly look at the positions made, if I can find it. Penalties, everyone with a penalty on 3 seconds. Ryan, he's had a stellar race. He's up to P50, to P3 from starting P18. Vessel's up 5, up 4 even. Rocco up 1. Trock has stayed even. Vert up 7. Nomis up 5. Ave down 4. Jimmy up 7. Shadow up 8. Lab up 10. Zintos up 8. Pepine and Colin are down on their time, on their starting position. Every driver's made 1 stop except Pepine and Colin, who've both made 2. And I believe the safety car will be coming in at the end of this lap. So, we'll see who gets a better restart. So, we'll jump on board with Reggie, who's going to be our main focus at the restart. Only Ariel, Relentless Driver, left in the race. and then Vessel. It's the last X driver. QRT have still got their 2 drivers. ASE or ASAC have kept their 2 drivers. DKMN have got Vert still going. CPI, Nomis, lone CPI driver. And then we still got the NLR drivers. They're going to look to make positions as they're P2 in the standings. Both Rise drivers are still here. And 1 Red Dragon car still in. Both IRT cars are out. As we are going to go back underway, we'll jump on board with Ryan for the restart. Everyone weaving, trying to get tyre temperature as they hope not to spin. I hope for their sake not to spin, so we can get more racing, less crashes, less safety cars. We only had 1 safety car, surprisingly, but here we go. Lap 10, lap 11, we're going to get underway fully. Ryan gets Ryan and Vessel both wanting to make an impact on this race, get in front of Reggie, and then get a good restart, get some good points, make it more interesting. And Reggie has already gone. He's left Vessel in the dust here. Already 7 tenths the gap, maybe even 8 tenths in the exit. And there's a little bit, everyone keeps it clean behind. Vert maybe looking for a charge on Trocker, fakes a move into turn 1, and there's Ave who's looking for a move, a very unorthodox place to make a move. We've got side by side behind, and that's Pepine and Zintos, who both made positions. Sorry, Pepine has just made a position, both our drivers making positions. And there's already a 1 second gap to the leaders. And Trocker wants to get in on this. He wants to be in P3. He's setting the fastest purple first sector. And we've got a little battle behind. There's Lab and Shadow. And I think there's a little bit of contact. And Shadow has got damage on the front right end plate. He's gone wide. And there's Pepine taking advantage of that. And he's even let his teammate behind through. He's maybe going to hold up Colin a lot here. He goes very wide, almost into the wall. And Colin will have to surely make the move here if he wants to stay in this race. Shadow's still fighting this with a broken wing, going side by side. Not the place, not the time to do this. And Colin has already lost his place. He's already lost time. And here's Vert. He's going to make a move into the bus stop chicane here if he keeps going at this pace. And here he goes. Can he make the move? No, he's going to stay behind for now, winding himself up for a move maybe into La Source, the first hairpin. But no, not meant to be at the moment. Trock has lost touch with Ryan. He's got back into DRS zone, and Vessel has lost Reggie again. Reggie dominating this race. But here comes Ave. He's looking for a move on both Vert and Trocker if he can possibly make it by both. Turn on his ERS, so is Vert. Vert using a lot more ERS at this stage. Not what you want to be doing. And here comes Ave, maybe looking for a move. He tucks in tight and he loses the back end of it. Very good car control. And here's Jimmy behind, looking for a move on Nomis. Nothing as of yet. And here's Vert, still looking on the back of Trocker. No time gained between the two. No time to lead is Ryan, looking to mount a charge on Vessel as soon as possible. Jimmy also looking to make a move as soon as possible on Nomis. Nomis on the hard tyres, the rest of the grid, bar Colin, all on the mediums. So we'll look to Vert. He's getting close in the final sector. That seems to be the point in which he's faster than Trocker. And turning on his battery, you don't want to turn on your battery here. You don't need to make the move here. You need to wait. But even though Ave is close behind, he's still not close enough to make an impact as of yet. But here's Jimmy, he's still close onto the back of Nomis. DRS enabled, so here's crunch time, here's the place, here's the time you need to make moves. You want to make the moves on the back straight into the Camel straight. Trocker locks up, and this may be the opportunity that Vert needs to make his way past. And nothing as of yet. He's burned all his battery, no red light as of yet, so he's still got the full benefit of the battery. But as he goes down the straight, red light there, and he's lost the benefit of the battery. Trocker will surely be able to keep this position, and Vert, sorry, cannot make the position as Colin and Zintos swap positions on the Camel straight. Shadow lost behind because of the damage, unfortunately. Zintos now with a penalty, and Pepine, look at him, he's very close in this battle for P8, for P7. And here's Pepine, he's looking very close, and he's going to make the move. No, he's not. I thought he was going to make the move into P1 there. Would have been a very cool move if he made it. Looking to maybe make a move on Jimmy in Sector 3, or at the end of Sector 2 here. As we now reach the end of Sector 2 now. Nothing as of yet. Vert, he's burnt all his battery. I don't think he's able to make a move. Red light flashing. He's not going to get the full benefit here of the battery. But we'll look up the order. Ryan, he's in striking range of Vessel here if he can keep it close. Very difficult to follow in dirty air around here. So now coming to the source. You want to get a beautiful exit here, and he's done that. Accelerating on the curb, that's the place where you want to be accelerating. And here comes Ryan. Up a Rouge. And here he goes down the back straight, Camel straight. DRS wide open. Vessel, I think he's out of battery. No, he's not. Ryan's going to make his way past. Vessel lets him by. No battery used, and Vert still on the back. He's locked the rears and very close to spinning there. Does Vert. Jimmy and Pepine swap positions, and that'll be Pepine up the order. Jimmy with not much battery, and Pepine's going to look straight away for a move on Nomis here. We'll look back to Vessel, who seems maybe he can make a move. But nothing as of yet. And Ave and Vert still putting Trocker under pressure. Still nothing Vert can do with this battery capacity. Trocker sitting pretty here. Not really. With 54%. But Pepine still in striking range, and Nomis, he'll look to make that move. But Vessel, maybe these two drivers looking to settle for P2 or 3, however it ends out in the end. Lap 15, and Vessel is looking for that move, and a little lock up from Ryan, and that's going to leave Vessel on, straight on him, and Ave has gone down the inside of the source there, and Vert's going to stick him behind. I don't think he's going to be able to make the move. They now go up a Rouge. Vert very brave there, and he's out of battery, turning on his battery through a Rouge. Vessel gonna just wait, and Ave not close enough to Trocker as of yet. He's up on his time. He's looking to pounce as soon as possible. Pepine has made his way past Nomis. Unfortunately, I missed that. But Zintos also looking close on the back of Colin. But nothing as of yet. But we'll look towards the front. I think Vessel's going to wait till last lap as late as possible here, or even just wait, because Ryan has got a 3-second time penalty, which is going to be something that hampers his progress. Trocker still not close enough. He's already 3.5 behind, and that's a little bit of a spin there from Vert, and he's he's facing the wrong way. He's lost his wing, and he's smashed his rear tyre into the wall. Lucky he didn't drop it, and he's struggling to get back on track. But we'll look back to it's a 5-6 for NLR at the moment. 2 Mercedes and Trocker. He's maybe looking, he's hoping that he can keep A behind for as long as possible here, because this is when he needs to keep position, really. And there's a yellow, and that's Zintos who spun it. But we'll look, sorry, to A. Beast blasting his ERS. He's going to the outside. Trocker keeps him behind, keeping that inside line. And that's him still in P4. Jimmy now with a penalty. I think he's on 6 now. So not great for him. We'll quickly look. He is on 6. So he's losing places to Lab and maybe even Colin at the end of this race. So Ave going round Puon with Trocker. He's very close. Not the place to make the move here, but winding his way down into the end of sector 2. You want to get this slingshot, as we've been talking about earlier, on this straight, if you want a chance into the bus stop chicane, if necessary. And there's another yellow, and I think that's Jimmy. He's spun, and Jimmy doing donuts, it seems. I don't know if he's lost his wing. Seems to be intact, thankfully for him. But we'll look back to Ave, who's yeah, very, very close to the back of Trocker. His teammate not too far behind as well. He's pushing him through the end, the end of La Source, the exit of La Source. And now this is surely when A gets past Trocker. Nice shoulder cam and round to the top of Radion. Here comes Ave, and it's very easy. Trocker, I think, letting him by in the end. And Pepine with not much battery, he's going to close up to the back of Trocker at the end of this lap. And that's Zintos in the pits. I think he lost his wing. Both Rise cars out points at the moment. But yeah, Pepine already within 6/10 of Trocker. And this is for position. I think Trocker sort of relaxed when letting him by. Vert has retired in the pits. And Trocker's out of ERS range. I think the NLR drivers are playing a little game here, seeing if they can get him out of DRS here. Very close in ERS. Trocker going for very low gears, but he is still going to maintain that DRS in that NLR sandwich. But here comes Vessel. He's looking for a move up Radion, and he's gonna sense a move, maybe a little bit too far back for the time being. But he's still going to close that gap. He doesn't need to take any risks here. He's got P2 at the moment. as long as he doesn't get a penalty. And that's what we mean by risk. Do not go wide, take it easy on the throttle, and just, you don't need to push. And that's what Trock is doing here, but I don't think he's trying to push, and that's yeah, he's taking it easy, not getting those warnings. But Pepine very close to Trocker here. He's maybe looking for a switchback. Bit too far behind, but Pepine 3/10 of a second behind Trocker here. Maybe looking for a move into the bus stop chicane. Here comes Pepine, straight line speed naturally giving him an advantage. And maybe looking to go side by side, but no, he backs out at the end of it. He's waiting for the move on the main straight as we now start lap 19. Trocker without DRS, Pepine with DRS. He needs to get a good exit here if he wants any chance of getting past. He does get an amazing exit. And here he comes down the back straight, and now up to Radion and down the Kemmel straight, and he's gonna go sweeping round the outside of Trocker. Trocker can't do anything against Pepine's pace, and that will be Pepine up into P5, right behind his teammate, who Trocker needs to be within 3 seconds to ensure that he gets that time advantage, and so he can get that P5. Nomis has dropped back massively on his hard tyres, but Vessel, he's getting close now to Ryan. Still, they have been, this duo have been within DRS for the last 8 laps or so, but Vessel is just chilling in Ryan's DRS range, and no risks to be taken. Trock is still within that 3-second window, but we'll stick on board with Vessel as this is the only close battle out on track. It opens up DRS. Maybe a sense of urgency here, maybe looking for a move into turn into the Kemmel straight, and here he comes up the hill, and it's crunch time now. As it's lap 20, you need to be making these moves as soon as possible. And here comes Vessel, he comes down the straight. Ryan not looking to defend it, he's fine with him passing him, he's fine. Well, he accepts the fact that he has got a penalty, but maybe if he stays close to Vessel, he'll be looking to benefit later on in the last lap or so. Pepine now close to the our teammate of Ave, maybe looking for a move. He's dropped off the back a bit, and Ryan, he's begging to get past Vessel on the next straight. He knows that if Vessel gets a penalty, it's not over. But a little wiggle off the back of that corner, and he's lost a bit of time to Vessel. His ERS capacity has dropped a lot, and I think Trocker is losing touch with Pepine here. 2 NLR drivers with a lot more pace, it seems, than the cars behind, and I don't think there's any team orders here, or maybe there are. Maybe Ave is just trying to pull Pepine along, trying to put Trocker out of DRS 3-second window. But Trocker knows it's not over till it's over. And nothing as of yet. But Ryan, he's going down the straight. He's out of battery, but he is ahead of Vessel. And there's a yellow in the final sector, and that'll be Zintos, who spun yet again. Unfortunate race for him. But the battle for the for P2, maybe P2 or 3, is not over yet. As Pepine maybe looking to get even P3 here, which is currently occupied by Ryan after penalties. But here comes Vessel. He's looking for that move. He's looking to relegate Ryan back down the order. Rocco, he's extremely he's far out ahead. Not much airtime for him, unfortunately. But Trocker's dropped out that 3-second window from the guys behind. Vessel now onto the final lap of the race as Rocco starts the final lap. And right now he's Vessel looking on the attack here, and Vessel looking for that brilliant exit we've been talking about. And he's coming down up to Eau Rouge and Radion. Ryan out of DRS. Vessel with ERS and DRS advantage. And he's coming down and he's looking for that move. Maybe Ryan gives him a little wiggle. And I don't think Vessel's looking for the move here. So that is maybe P3 cemented for Vessel. But we'll look back to Colin. He's looking for a last-ditch overtake on Lab here, maybe. As he looks to the inside, not close enough as of yet. And keeps in gear 5, going down. Maybe looking for a move down the hill here. 2 tenths the gap. And nothing as of yet. So, not much of a chance of an overtake here. As Colin on his way to see if he can get past Lab out of ERS. Colin with not much ERS, but still an advantage. He's looking to go down the inside here, and that is a beautiful move in the chicane. Lab looks for the switchback, but nothing he can do, and that is an outstanding move from Colin there. That's how you do it at Spa-Francorchamps. But we'll look back to Rocco, who's not stepped a foot wrong here. He's going to cross the line to win in Spa-Francorchamps. Vessel gets close to Ryan at the end, but he's still going to get that P2. Ryan P3, Pepine P4, Ave P5, Trocker P6, Nomis up to line P7 for him. Lab, when he crosses the line, will be P8. Colin crosses the line to take that 8th position, but he loses that to penalties. Jimmy will be P10. Shadow on his way to P11, and his teammate Zintos behind will take the final position. He's going for the fastest lap, so we'll stick on board with him. He's set a good first sector, I think I saw, and keeping it nice and tight here. Goes a little bit wide, but nothing to affect him too much. And he's 5 tenths up, nothing purple so far. Let's see what the fastest lap is. It's a 1:45.6. Zintos at the moment not anywhere near that fastest lap. And here comes Zintos. Shadow crosses the line. Zintos winding his way round the final corner. And that's Zintos up to the line. It's a 1:45.7. Almost a fast lap, but that is the race in Spa-Francorchamps. Ryan with the driver of the day. I would give him driver of the day. P18 to P3. Outstanding drive from him. We will look at the podium celebration in a moment. And Rocco flexing his muscles strong here as he does famous Lewis Hamilton celebration to win out in Belgium. Vettel behind him take P2 and Ryan takes P3. Outstanding drive, take a bow. Rocco and Ryan and Vettel on the podium. So this is the final classification before post-race penalties. Rocco P1, Vettel P2, Ryan P3, Pepine P4 in his home race, Ave P5, Trocker P6, Nomis P7, Lab P8, Colin P9, and Jimmy rounds out the top 10. Shadow and Zintos end up the final runners, and here we have 8 DNF, of Damon, Sten, Rajnar, Yaku, Nick, Jet, and Mash. Very unfortunate race for those who were DNF'd, but champagne for the top 3, Rocco, Vessel, and Ryan. So that will be it for DKMN round number 4, season 2 in Spa-Francorchamps. Thank you for all those who've watched, and good night.